Hi, today we're going to talk about Legends of the Dead, new DLC for Crusader Kings 3, and I will just focus on the Great Pox and the diseases this time around. They have a new blog post out, February the 27th, that's today, and they're writing like this. It started with a cough. And in this dev diary, they have highlighted a little bit about the illnesses. And here we can see plagues should be an impactful part of the game, ranging from mild illness in localized area to the sweeping spread of disease across continents. Not only should they cause death in their wake, but those who survive should have their trust in your rulership tested. So depending on how you act during a plague might affect later on in the game as well. Every barony with a holding is susceptible to an outbreak of disease, and many factors can influence the chance of an outbreak. So the development of the county, terrain of the province, number of buildings, specific buildings and such as trade posts and markets, cultural era, if there is nearby epidemic already, and game rules, that will impact how the plague will take you. And when an outbreak occurs, it will be one of three intensities: minor, major, or apocalyptic. The intensity impacts how much the disease can spread, how likely it is to spread to an uninfected province, and how long an infection is in a province lasts. So here I think like trade hubs, and also, as it's said, is it the Black Plague? It will kill quite a lot. But here we have, for example, Pesheng cough, camp fever, Wach sweats, Heinrich flux, Koshon dancing plague. So here we're going to see it says realm plagues. This is in the realm. Nearby they have camp fever, typhus. Here we can see its consumption. So this is also typhus, but it has a different name. And here we can also see how many rats. Two of three rats is major, and here we have 1 out of 3. And this is a kind of nice to see. Okay, these are the plagues in our realm and nearby, but also in the world. So this is something we have to keep track on. For example, when we travel, we go hunting, we go to university, or the different tasks we can do. Don't travel to areas that have a really hard plague. It will also be shown more grotesque on the map. Every ongoing epidemic can be seen on the map too, both as an effect in normal map mode or in its own dedicated map mode. So there will be a new dedicated map mode as well for the plagues, as we can see here. And look, it's like blood pulsating. If you zoom in closer, then we hide the epidemic pulsing blood and instead show the desolate grey land now haunted by death. So we can also get like a highlight. Plagues in your realm 1, fatalities 8, and it has infected 1 out of 3 in your domain. And here we can also see what is nearby, how many deaths, but not how many domains that are infected. We only know that for our own. So, what are your thoughts about the plague update, though? It will also highlight which provinces is at risk. Here we deep green, but lighter green around it. So it kind of makes sense. It will spread easily around the core, and if you don't do anything about it, it will spread. and probably with visits as well. I wonder if you can abuse the system, that release prisoners if they got the plague and they go home to their capital and it will spread. Please leave a comment if you think it can be abused in some way. Here we have... here it was. The maximum infection rate is reduced by plague resistance, which can be increased throughout various means. You can preemptively increase it by constructing buildings that raise it, such as the new hospice building chain or the burial site duchy building. So, building hospices, we will get plague resistance +5. Also, we get some tax income and some piety increase as well. You can also increase it by having your court physician work to control plagues, using the new court position tasks, or by taking the decision to isolate in your capital or close the gates. So we will have new interactions for our court physician. I also think this is something we have to be quite quick to use as well. Court grandeur -1, perform medical treatments, and it gives us plague resistance +10. But it can also be used like close the gates. There is a new epidemics. Measles is especially deadly to children, but they also added Dysentery and Holy Fire. And the Holy Fire means Ergotism. And if you start a new game, we can adjust how often or should they come at all. So if you don't want to die unnecessarily, you can turn it off. The Black Death I did mention a little bit, and as you can see, it kills a tremendous amount of people. Lord, what can the harvest hope for if not for the care of the Reaper man? So, yeah, no history of the medieval world is complete without reference to the Black Death. So, I think this will be a quite hard mission to survive. We will die, maybe half our court, our whole family will die. And this can affect big empires. Will they fall apart? Will it open up an opening for ourselves to get into an empire that's falling apart due to the Black Plague? So there is also a new thing, funerals. Of course, with plague comes death, and with that comes a time to mourn. You lost friends and family, and with all this desolation, there also comes the opportunity to remember the dead. And they're introducing a new type of activity, funerals, and anticipate reward from hosting a funeral. Opinion, stress loss, piety, legitimacy gain. And you can do them every 5 years. And they will cost a good amount of gold as well. But the stress loss might be quite important, because if half your family dies, you will be stressed out. You can hold a funeral for any deceased member of your family in the past 5 years, and a new specific intent mourn is available as default, allowing you to lose some stress after going through some process of grief. I'm also thinking to gain some opinion and get new vassals. Maybe there's something we can abuse here as well. What do you think? Can this get abused in some way? What else? The activity planner will suggest the best place in your realm to host a funeral. Prioritize baronies with a temple and the high-level temples within that. If you choose one of them, you will get extra piety as reward. So if you build temples and you do the funeral there and mourn, you will get some extra piety, which is nice. there's also different levels of ceremonials. Activity option also offer better final rewards of higher gold cost, focused on piety, legitimacy, and stress loss. That kind of makes sense. Also, they will increase the graphics of the different diseases. You can also turn that on or off, but I think that must be the plague. This could be Measles, and I did also read, depending on the disease, it will be harsh on children or elderly, because just in real life, elderly and young will die quite more easily than if you're a healthy adult. Maybe if you also have a negative trait, a disease will be way more harsh to you, like you're overweight, a drunkard, etc., etc. It might depend. But also, when a sickness has a more vital role, and you can now also have better clothes for the court physician as well. And they are also adding extra achievements, very easy ones, easy, medium, and also hard and very hard achievements. That's it. I didn't go into detail, but this is at least an overlook how the diseases and the plagues will affect you in Crusader Kings 3 after this core update. What do you think? Let me know. And are you gonna play Crusader Kings Legends of the Dead? My name is Fusa, and thank you for watching.